great art right here. Great art. This is great art, great food. Get with it.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. If you don't know me, I'm Evelyn Liskoog, and I'm an instructor in the art department and run the gallery here. So welcome to the third of 5 senior exhibitions. It's unbelievable that we're this close to the end. This has been just a phenomenal class to work with. Trinity has just been amazing to work with. And I think consistently the takeaways for me are always just how stories evolve over time, and our relationship to those stories, and our relationship to our world and ourselves, and how all of that is sort of interconnected and requires and calls us to sort of just revisit it over and over again, right? So I think that that's an exciting thing about the work, especially how it is now and how much it will lend itself to just keep going forever. So, so congratulations to Trinity. So let's give. So I'll turn it over to you to talk, and then we'll have some time for questions. So.
Hi guys, I'm Trinity. I'm pretty sure I know all of you, so there's no introduction here. So my exhibition is titled Magical Trickster. And what it deals with is a lot about mythology and parasites and hated beings like rats and reptiles. I'm really interested in just creating light on dark paper. I really enjoy looking to see what kind of reflections and what kind of textures I'm able to create with just either like a colored pencil or charcoal. And essentially, I wanted to make a bunch of just dark, luscious, very tiny, detailed pieces to go inside of this exhibition. And do you guys have any questions? That's pretty short. I can read my exhibition statement too, if you'd like. I guess I'll do that now. Magical Trickster is about the combination of deception and mythology. I transform everyday items and themes into magical intelligence. I explore peculiar aspects within creatures in a multitude of mediums: paint, drawing, digital, and printmaking. My works usually surround themselves as a narrative carved out in the absence of light. Starting with a base of dark paper, I'm able to create ghastly figures by applying color. This manipulation of materials allows for an atmospheric blank sky where I focus on the threads between humanity and animal cruelty. I look towards mythology and current constellations as inspiration, guides, and studies towards my work as ancients have before. I'm able to create a new composition of mythos surrounding constellations as a relevant relic. Through my inspirations, I showcase hated beings in a new light. These creatures confess their true form through the time-consuming medium. With these labor-intensive drawings, I'm able to sit with and process the reality of these creatures, allowing me to understand them in a new light. Drawing highlights within darkness emphasizes the necessity to bring mythological and hated beings towards brilliance. Rats play a large role within this exhibit due to their innate scavenger lifestyle. And for those who don't know, which I'm sure you know now, rats are my favorite animal. They are usually depicted as sneaky and dirty within folklore and mainstream culture. Magical Trickster allows and acknowledges the idea of rats being used by humanity as scapegoats and experiments, while refreshing their mind on the intelligence and trickster persona. Parasites also hold a lot of value within Magical Trickster due to their attachments and instinctive thievery. In this exhibition, I showcase parasitic relationships where the abusers transform their victims into different beings. That would be talking about, there's a couple pieces based on parasites, such as this dragon. There's an ant on the other wall, as well as this rat right there. If you can tell if it's a rat, I have transformed it a little bit. I had a really fun with that piece, where the concept of parasites kind of taking over a body and transforming them into a whole new being and a whole new creature of my creation. And they're really fun to play around with. And I really like doing these small, detailed colored pencil drawings. I feel like I'm able to understand the creatures so much more than I could before. and recreate them a lot easier without having to research into it anymore. So I really enjoy just the whole process of sitting down for hours and hours and resharpening my pencil over and over and over again to get that fine tip to make these creatures. I showcase parasitic relationships where their abusers transform their victims into different beings. These victims are given a new life through their whimsical outcomes. Match Call Trickster rebuttals the general population's stubbornness towards change. This exhibition celebrates the repulsiveness that humans would typically turn the other cheek to. These works come from an observational approach that demonstrates the duality of narrow perception and underlying reality. The misunderstood subjects in this show will force the viewer to understand them using an unorthodox approach. Magical Trickster is hostile towards the customary perspectives that surround scavengers. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns?
Have you ever counted how many times you sharpened a colored pencil for a piece?
No, but I'd say 3 times every 30 seconds. If I'm being
I believe
honest.
that, but how did you go
It's
there?
a lot of colored pencils I go through for each piece.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you can talk about your framing choices and, like, as the show came together, as you started kind of prepping things, how did you make decisions about how to frame and how did that add to, like, the meaning of the pieces more?
I definitely wanted to use a lot of decadent framing. And when I was thinking about it, and when I got the idea of Magical Trickster, I kind of liked the idea of spray painting like a metallic chrome on wood to give it kind of like a trickster feel. And so a lot of these frames I chose either because they were metal or they were like nice, really big wood frames that I thought would be really fun to just really play around with, getting them to look better than before, or better for my piece before. And especially the glitter frame of my self-portrait lino cut. I really wanted it to be a purple glitter, because glitter reminds me of stars, and a lot of this is all like celestial based. And my usual hair color is purple. It's not purple anymore, but I wanted it to kind of show a little bit of my personality through too.
Can you talk a little bit more about this piece right over here? I know where it came from, so I'm not gonna, but like, what was the inspiration behind the 2 hands?
The hands.
Yeah.
So the inspiration behind the 2 hands, it's titled Twisting to Noun. And it's supposed to be my present here in Chicago and my past in Pennsylvania. And I really wanted to include my dog, Nevaeh, in the one hand and the Chicago rat in the other hand. Because I really like the way that it's like a hated, the Chicago's hated, and I love my dog, but she looks very distasteful in that photo. So I really wanted to play around with like the distaste towards just animals as well as making them look more distasteful than normal.
Is that printmaking behind you? No, printmaking.
Yes, this is also my dog, Nevaeh. This is a woodcut, I think MDF print. Printmaking.
That's cool.
I think that's it. Unless anyone else has questions?
I've got one. Do you have a favorite piece, or I'd say framing and the piece? Do you think there's one that you have a favorite for?
For framing and piece, I'd definitely say my celestial map. I really love the black mat along with that really big black frame. However, my favorite piece is definitely my rat maze, solely for the fact that I really like the colors and I love that it's a rat, and I like the feel to the frame as well. It's like a little bit rocky because there's some glitter underneath the black spray paint. But for tonality, definitely the celestial map. I think it looks very just, don't know the word I'm looking for, but I feel like it just looks, you know?
What's the medium for rat maze?
So rat maze, a lot of these works are white pencil or white Conte, And then they're usually, some of them, not all of them, but for a good portion, well, I think I took the other one that I'm thinking about out, but for the Slush 'Em Up and the Rat Mace, I scanned them. They're both white content. I scanned them in, and then I digitally rearranged them.
Okay.
So I messed around with the color a little bit to get that more of like a vibrancy. But it's originally on, I want to say purple paper, and it's just white content.
Very cool.
Can you say something about that, like choice of like digitizing and scanning in some of your drawings as opposed to just like showing the drawing, right? Like what that transformation does to the work in your mind and yeah, the process.
Yeah, I think I really like scanning works in because it makes it feel more commercial in a sense, and I kind of like the way that it's kind of like a takeaway rather than something else of just, and I also really like just the aspect of being able to completely transform the piece to feel like a completely different vibe to it. And I really just enjoy being able to throw it in Photoshop or Procreate and just completely rearrange the piece to get it to look exactly the way I want it to. And I really love the just like the process that I could print thousands of these if I wanted to, and people could see it and take it with them rather than it just being like one really valuable piece. It turns into multiple valuable pieces. And that's not to say that, because I'm not selling prints or anything, so it's not that I commercialize them to like printing. I like it more that it's like poster-esque in a sense, and that it looks like something that you could just have instead of like look at it in a museum.
Well, it's interesting because that makes me think about printmaking sort of as a whole, like in the sort of democratizing kind of quality of being able to have multiples. It's interesting to think about that in relation to the digital work, and just even if it's not there, you know, multiple copies yet, but it could. It has like that potential to be shared.
I think that's why another reason why I really like printmaking too, just the whole aspect that you can have multiples of these and you can share them with people rather than just keeping them to yourself or giving it to someone who would just keep for themselves. I like the availability that multiple people can have their hands on it.
Yeah, that's true.
I have one more. The piece behind you, the river Styx. On the bottom two corners, it really looks like the design behind the piece is lining up with the drawing. Was that intentional?
Yeah, I really wanted this piece to have, it's not necessarily a map, but I wanted this piece to have a very decadent background because to me this one is one of my favorite pieces, and I think this is my earliest piece in the entire collection. I think this is, I did this last spring semester. I really wanted it to just have that ornamental feel and just decadent look to it. It was intentional.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Is it wallpaper? That's behind.
It's actually the print that came in this frame.
For real?
It is, yes.
That's awesome.
You know the foot and the backboard lines up with the top part up here?
Yeah, like that swirl in the bottom,
Yep.
right? Like all of it.
Yeah.
Very
Any other comments or questions?
Which one is your favorite?
My favorite is the rat maze. I really like the way the colors blend together, and I kind of like that the background looks a little bit velvety.
The one in the middle?
It would be
Second.
this one right here.
Oh, my first and third one.
This one?
Yeah.
It's a very good subject, the third one.
That one's based off of, for those of you who don't know, I was named off of the Matrix character Trinity, And so I wanted to, when I was tasked with the self-portrait, I really wanted to do something that kind of co-aligns with like the digital reality of like the Matrix. And I think the title's, well, I can look at it, what it is specifically, yeah, digital effects in the aftermath of my name. I really just wanted it to have like that just digital feel, but be black and white as well. And just like to show off, like, I feel like black and white definitely just to show off like the leather aspect of it as well. And funny enough, I'm wearing that jacket, and I have those sunglasses in my purse. That's my fit, my go-to fit. And I'm wearing the shirt too, that's really funny. That's just missing the pants.
That was based off of the picture you took first, right?
Yeah, it was based off of the 0.5 photo I took. And it was based off of a 0.5 photo I took when I want to say last February, not this February, but last February in downtown Chicago that my sister took, Jade took of me while we were downtown, because we like taking 0.5 photos. I like the angle, just that you are able to get, and just like the different outlook on regular angles too. It's fun. If you guys have any more comments or questions or concerns, I will be around in the gallery, so please come up and ask them to me if you don't want to say it out loud.
Thank you.